But the second point is Dan Agbese wrote a book on the 6 governors of the northern states. And he pointed out 2 things in that book. One is what he calls executive simplicity and humility. That characterized the president at that time, the head of state, and his governors. You could approach them, you could ask for things, you could write to them, and they would reply. I remember the governor of my own state replied me in school. Executive simplicity and humility. But the second thing that Agbese pointed out in that book also is that that generation of leadership were men of honor. And for General Gowon to appoint each one of them, he says, and I quote, there was no deficit of trust. There was none. They executed their duties and reported back to the commander-in-chief with honor. My last point to you, General Gowon, sir, is my personal knowledge of you. And I have read several people who have spoken about you and your wife. And the one thing they have said is that you easily forgive. You easily forgive. And I'm privileged to be part of 1 or 2, in fact 2, where you easily forgave. And I saw with my own eyes, thanks to late Archbishop Ganaka and Baba Dr. Selchan Minor. I was a young pastor amongst them, organizing reconciliation amongst very senior people. And Archbishop Ganaka asked me to bring the reconciliation message. And I saw men older than me by far weeping and crying. And General Gowon, in his words, God has forgiven us. An elegant Mrs. Victoria Gowon also. Yesu yayafi. This couple know what it is to be forgiven and to forgive others. They forgive.